Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. It's needed. Hello, Temo Femo, your time. I'm a fam. Wow, two Gambani TV. Oira don't a coffee benu. Kwemi ofine ko subscribe ikwe boli. Bomode ni o subscribe. Ofine agbenu bomode like mo show me bol. I'm going to you. I'm gonna wa ko ofine kan. Agbenu bomode no share link no can invite me ni me aba fit away to mo be nin ko boy. One ya no few one da kan ba few. So bomode ni bon o wani wo femi ni watch channel. Agbenu we ko ye jomoko no sumo no chon fine ka o comment section e. Ko ba kan no fe no ko ni mambia nwa femi ni. Amenu ogbe na amena bon o jomo chomo. Oira don akofe be no kwemi. Mene Dr. Bawumia a speech and ke ba Ghana be expert MPP be Mahama no ni Dr. Bawumia ba you ba no de ba mene ba na kan speech mene e ba na kan speech ni meantime ke ba no go he be mi no go he be mi no le e femi na pa ke I may feel like she the way ni ametele in 2016 amanya me yale the same way 2024 elections ni noko gbeye baba ona benincho look amontone Ghana bi ahin echela ameta flache ona benincho look no me alele because the Dr. Bawumia lenche proud to 2008 na Akufo-Addo select le walele in our political space bona benincho I mean he was unknown. Bomo lenche NDC nyoni. Ona benincho. NDC nyoni. Ona ni ama amole de ba fita mi. Bona benincho ba politically walele. He was not a politician. He was a technocrat. Bona benincho. So 2008 ne eba pue neke like me pin sumoni anwe ona benincho more so ni ball like a politician say le eche no ke ball moko sumone ba bo ametu don because amale so amemalio ona benincho. So when you have a technocrat ni taflacha o na ke o mene ke ewie moko ne yin kanshi fio yin kanshi ete school pi eleni o ba na mo femo fio suma ke mini abahan le to eni ne you abotwe bona benincho no na kenji no ni from 2008 ke bata 2016 fe Ghana be because like I said they politician she from 2016 Kebatabi ane, I mean, one and only as a politician. Ona benincho ni eyue mone eyue e dede ne fe e wolom ni Ghana be feel like a shele the way ni MPP be a project le Ghana economic messiah beni John Mahama ke NDC be a fit ni fe ameba na meba sa na meba ni no fa fine amontone ke wakwa ke 2016 alo 2017 January 7th na me bata sen no ka bata bia nem won na ke da bi gbomo esha ni bi na UFA e kokro achuni ona ni ole e femi na pa ke MPP bi emba ni amenta ni amel decouple bona benincho from Akufo-Addo ke current administration. How can you do the guy is not an ordinary minister, minister for sanitation. The guy is the vice president. The guy is the head of the economic management team. Befe beni Ghana economy if you're Dr. Bawumia letana the economic management team letana. Ona no e femi na take MPP bia me feel like ambanya meje Dr. Bawumia keje Akufo-Addo ni amba paint le otomole le di enche le Dr. Bawumia le enche mene ka ke o le mate ni eshi Ghana bia vote le na feel le driver. I mean bo mate e de enche no tana ken loli emie o ko driver fenye sha nye fe na ke loli anye nye fenye sha ni bo mate keji o driver na sha ne ke ni le chonbo ni yen mi no asana ke loli an habo ko ke mate jibwe driver no your mate an hale drive mo ne driver chone won na ke me ne chone ele drive mo no bo mate mini ji no kase ye ni nu e won na asana ke chone an habo ni bo wo fe mini bo wo drive on benincho no le many a speech and you able once again ejofwe from the economy speech was in two parts. First part choni bi na me achieve as part of the administration. Mind you, mean care back. I remember I'm painting like a ole no ni te no fe ebe mi ele no ni ya no economic turmoil ni Ghana chon mi ne ele ko Akufo-Addo plans na executor. She care bale I'm a so-called win say boldly a claim on I can win say boldly. She care ba ni bi ne fitiele o le lenche ejie mi le ame un party on bi amo amenta na me jele mi dabi ti ame na Ghana bi ten. Mene me ti ame na Ghana bi ten. I feel like a Ghana be wo yin echele I feel like a Ghana be wo yin megbeleko. I feel like a Ghana be wo kane ni wo ba nu shishi. Alo wo kwa ni wo ba na ka wo yin be. Inu ame shishi no na meta wo na ame fie. Na be ni chon. So no go kula be no ne ba you no go kula be mi nke be an look. E move away from the economy. Mene no ne ba you the second part of a speech to be ni nke first part a trauma achievement. Second part a so-called a vision, and it is solely centered on the digital space. A vision it is solely centered on the digital space. Meanwhile, Namo put the infrastructure down. Ni mene eba ne dumono ne osini uini akele ele digital guru IT guru. President John Mahama put the infrastructure down. Let make sure all of these things they bani FA all of these things then Dr. Bawumia etawone FA possible. President John Mahama put all of these things in place. The infrastructure ne bani propel ne projects ne FA ni Dr. Bawumia so-called spearhead or President John Mahama the visionary person touch in a drink ne put na can be FA in order. Bona benichon she ke you if you to mo na me ba no go club any me start no from the scratch dabi Ghana be jebuli we remember wakayo beni President Mahama in my digital center wakayo beni nationwide friend Dr. Manibu Amada ncho egbe because I know this thing for a fact. I know it for a fact. Dr. Manibu Amale spear as Minister for Communications fiber optics from Accra to Tamale. Dr. Bawumia Dr. Omanibu Ama le spear ne make sure that fiber optics ekpa efe no ne ani neke ni bi ne efe mini efe possible. Bona benincho. So like I said, ile no ni poteni ametawo ni ametawo na amecho no let mo beni kebwe before na je speech enhie amelencha amentani amejele o bene Dr. Bawumia le lenche nye Dr. Bawumia lenche ba afe ne Dr. Bawumia le mate ni o afe ne ole noko. How Freddie Blair when your video said you need to that effect? How about Freddie Blair let you the immediate past party charm of an MPP of an hour bullet way.
The advice is not to tell people, particularly Ghanaian partymen, that he's his own man.
He's his own man.
He himself is telling you that we are in a pack. He's part of the team. But he is also different, a different personality. Even you and your father can't be the same. You are from your father's
definitely
serious. You may do things that tradition and where you are raised from will indicate that you do.
So if I'm no Freddie Blair, on a benicho like ile jongo na me jon akashi ambanya meba na meba paint Dr. Bawumia to me na me paint in 2008 ona benichon ni Ghana bi hela womi na kan even though I vote ha me den che ke ewie Ghana bi tashidi na boletwe Ghana bi tashidi na kwa okay padi mane okay eyin kashi no na you wa ba nye what trial ni wa kwa you understand what I'm saying kata 2016 na ge mantle ha me ile no na me feel like ambanya me paint le na ke go look it's not gonna wash. It's just not gonna wash. Ona benicho wana no nechu. No nicho onum shishi wana no nechu. Bona benicho no le before pony in Freddie Blair video ne ya boy look. Lebi man pa mi ni share once again min kwa social media space I mean kwa no nete no ni another man ko le ye City News. I'm a breakfast show and I'm a fear City TV actually. Le evaluate the same thing. Ni ameba Dr. President Mahama ke NDC ame kpata no fe no ye no wo asani for the first 4 years American sasa ni bi ame lay foundation correct she keji o lay foundation jogba no fe no ba fite o ba take 4 years no ba lay foundation mi no aba fon shi kin abo mo that is a full term Me serious political party back kaka vote me the first 4 years I make lay foundation. Then I make boy any be build more. Me serious political party. You understand what I'm saying?
When we came, yeah. And as doctor said, the fundamentals was very weak. So we started building it up. We didn't finish before all these world economic crisis came up. The Ukraine war, the COVID pandemic, the global economic crunch. We didn't finish building the foundation, because when you haven't finished building the foundation, it doesn't become solid as you want it. It doesn't become solid. And that is why we are now working to make sure that we come back to the base where we started from the 12.37%. Once we get there and we start putting the foundation well, everything will start falling in place, and we will make sure that we build it in such a way that it will not be destroyed. Right.
If I'm working for Bona Benicho, so it jomo na mejo let jomo shina mata na me planning na me feel like oh dabi Dr. Bawumi'S ani wo fe to mo Ghana bi lele kula. Bona Benicho me ne me jemo ko force ame Akufo-Addo gbeda na ka ke Ghana bi an le 18 months e ba fe Ghana to mablochi jemo ko force Akufo-Addo ake yue na kan e ke Ghana bi an le 18 months e ba check Ghana completely e ba fe Ghana to mablochi so me ne obatashi. Okay, what is the first 4 years? You can lay foundation. Moko force Akufo-Addo ake Ghana be only 18 months. Like these guys are not serious. Many I'm project Dr. Bawumia as the economic messiah. Ake Dr. Bawumia eno economist eno economist ni jile Ghana be one ko eno economist dan. Je moko force ame. Ama meke Dr. Bawumia ba ni problem ni Ghana yo fe ye economy emi Dr. Bawumia ba fe mini e ba solve fe je moko ni ole beni ameje the first year or two esisi ni bi ya no jogba president say fa meke Dr. Bawumia yi ameke hard meanwhile no me ame main policies lenche e take it effect ame lenche ame policies say e take it effect. It was the leftover policies from John Mahama. A time no jino ni ame enjoy she ameke ni efe ha Dr. Bawumia kabo mitwe anu obu Akufo-Addo lenche twe na eje Dr. Bawumia ye parliament na wo kwale.
I'm glad to be able to report, Mr. Speaker, that the economic management team, under the stellar leadership of the strong, brilliant economist, Vice President Mahama has risen to the challenge, and the hard work is beginning to show positive results.
Right, so banu president so no feno ni Ghana bi chon mi Dr. Amontone Dr. Bawumia ele eko be fe be na me ba yue na mba afia me yake ame ba jele mi Ghana bi he awo mi no feno ni Ghana chon mi economic wise say Dr. Bawumia ele eko. He is the head of the economic management team. He is the head of the economic management team. Lelidio. So no feel na me ba you Ghana be both way. Bona benichon kabo mi utu enye komo intro several months for video habo. I think agasani ma sama repeat e ko ni Ghana be anake the way na me project Dr. Bawumia amenya me kwa me se bia ne na me ba ka ke Dr. Bawumia no ne ya no government mi ele ko solo Dr. Bawumia ni solo Akufo-Addo mi no Akufo-Addo wo le aka ba fe e ba ye vice president ya lemo keji ame fe ame be the same vision alone le Dr. Bawumia e buy into Akufo-Addo vision there ba Akufo-Addo e shawa ake e wo mo go vice president bona benicho ni na kan vice president le Akufo-Addo le president denche e vision de ye ba Akufo-Addo e shawa de enche e shawa so no funu na ame you of amale ni Ghana bi e yo fa ne awabo safo ma fo e ko ni once again success na me chalk the first year or two your administration I may attribute fake here Dr. Bawumia our bullet way.
I want all of us here to, and on behalf of my colleagues, say a very big thank you to the type of leadership the EMT has enjoyed from Dr. Bawumia. A chairman who is so involved in the work of he works like a member, like a secretary. It's sterling quality, professionally.
Once again,
because Dr. Bawumia is putting up a very professional chairmanship to the EMT, and I pray that we continue to work together as a team.
Right. So if I'm like, but one was for my for you. Bonnie, she amontona. I mean, tell Ghana be in akpa name feno. I mean, tell Ghana be in akpa name feno. Dr. Bawumia nge kwamo. Nibi ne weke je shije fe nge aye Ghana be aye videos. Bona beninchon Ghana be nge mene ko te Instagram o te Facebook o te Twitter men try na ken kaile ka men ye pa no. So there is no amount of propaganda. There is no amount of samla. Na make ba share. Na mba feel like ba ye sako. Yeah. Muji ekpe. Be film be na mba dwe na me ba present like o mene che sako nge che amanya mefutu Abidjan mu Kleto te achole te be ni wodala ko ni wonyeme chuo na ba ke ya Abidjan ke Kleto hami abanya futu fe na ke pe nge mene pe abanya futu tura abanya futu rasta abanya ke geshe afutu abanya ke guardian afutu samla mi ne ko accepso abanya ke fa afutu na ke jue nke Dr. Bawumia pe Dr. Bawumia pe ka me smo amanya me ka na go samla afutu no ni nche FM Dr. Bawumia pe ne ewo muji ona be ni chon ne ewo muji ni Ghana bi ayin FM ni ameyin pa no bona no minute mo be ni ke wo ba some of the key speech it was over 2 hours. When you watch a intro videos in Habu in your bullet points, born I've been or about put it on the screen. Macanone care marble, can you jomo chomo ya ekuma here, macho 1 or 2. But I'm telling you, whatever you've been accustomed, born I've been in seeing Dr. Bawumia say is the same thing. Noko chakiku. Born I've been noko kla chakiku. The same potoka da jame no edomo. But we'll go through some of the things na you my project on the screen and then what I can get work 1 or 2 surely before no about me before na ashage ball nke na me na pay no blind can be na pay me na me placards can be ni me ko na ga me na me la she can tuni she can tuni of an our kwale le bia me ni Dr. Bawumia e share UPSA ni e speech Right, so I'm on the net. We do akobana le ba je car mi. Bona be ni chon bona fanfare ni saron le. Ye show mo fanfare. Bana le ke nga. Ke no fe no fanfare ne ke MPPP o party onu pa fe ba yi. Party onu pa fe money be genji and it's very interesting. Akufo-Addo e ba eko. Ken Oforiatta finance minister e ba eko. Gabi Ochiri da kun e ba eko. Na ka chim mafia achimbwe kume achimbwe bi e fe ona ame eje me. Na ka chimbi e fe ona ame eje me. So that speaks volumes. Bona Benichon, it speaks volumes, and I think I can in while was we'll go through in what no na me that tells you I can a party at Mobeninko where Sunday again. Bona Benichon. Right, so there you have it. Ona Benichon, be a mine ashageme, no jino nin ketchon now. Now what boti ani be a comene you me. Let's get into it. Koni what bote me ni wakwe. Wakwake mene ani noko yeni ebanye fe awolu. Now first one in my screen and come on. As vice president, I'm a driver's mate. But if you vote for me, I'll take the driver's seat. No, jinani you are come on jinshi. Take care boake car na driver jele driver he. Le a planke keke yo. She mean care back come video send in chake je. Akufo-Addo lenche nkake dabi mene ya planke keke. Iele no chumo potene chuno jogba to my satisfaction. No planke ne be ke wa ke she ya planke inu le shishi. Isan cho safo man for video abo safo man for ke no ni nyana ni wo fi of Dr. Bawumia le head or le lead your work. Mona beninchon so bia me ni bi ya no jogba le je a planke ni. You understand what I'm saying? Na kan time le je a planke ni. She amontone ni bi efite ni no fe no ye pata amontone le ke bua ka ole aplanke ni le mate ni no ni ya no ele eko eje by force can Akufo-Addo government tell me akele no ni ya no ele eko no le e femina akpake bomoko no you neke a first half of the speech e choni bi ni so called I may achieve. So on one hand there all the good things Ota no take credit for it. She no ni me no feel like she here le okay da bi mate jibo ni ke mate jibo no talo le komi ni driver ni chombo ni e sha ne ken mi no asane aka o ka afan driver e je me bo mate ba ka bo ba ta car say no driving. It make sense. Ke driver na chombo ni e sha ne ken te fi o tembo mate aka bo aka o be bo ba car no driving mo. Bona benicho no bia ne lady en chef emini efie shele no na ewe. Our next one no. I will not have more than 15 ministers and deputy ministers. This is good. Bona benicho, this is good. Mind you, President John Mahama lenwe you the same thing. Bona benicho, Mahama lenwe ka get the same thing. About make sure I work with less than 60 ministers. Bona benicho, she obabia ka Dr. Bawumia no your idea aka abanya achuni with not more than 50 ministers all these years military no fe. Mind you, I'm a first time they had over 100 ministers. Over 100. I'm a first time they had over 100 ministers. So Dr. Bawumia call liaka abanya 50 ministers actually. What were you doing all these years? Now I'm a second time now I'm a fonofio amontone they have a little over 80. Still, they are working with more than 80 ministers in a second term. So Dr. Bawumia, abanya 50 ministers are tuning in buying. No naka over 100 ministers tuning the first term. The second term, I use more than 80 ministers. No, ablo bolojibo. Mino vice president o yomo. Mini vice president o yomo. Onu misishi. Mini vice president o yomo. It make sense. Menene etani waile waye eba present itself as if mokoni no ni ya no fele eko. Dr. Bawumia le aka banya 50 ministers actually ne wu Akufo-Addo nga. Ne wu Akufo-Addo nga. Ni all this while you go pako na ete ye president pako dan ebe you. Pako dan ebe you. Onum sisi pako dan ebe you. I will move on to the next one. Again, digitalization has solved the long-standing problem of corruption. Dr. Bawumia, digitalization solve corruption. Hey, Ghana be no Dr. Bawumia call one. Dr. Bawumia a so-called digitalization solve corruption in Ghana. Sicily Adapa say she go 6 months. Sicily Adapa akana yako tolo. Charles Bisu amole ne eshika on camera. Charles Bisu amole ne eshika on camera. You understand what I'm saying? But Dr. Bawumia lenche sanewoye asenso buachi wanu blofonwe ne kele ka ababa Flagstaff house beja pay le $20,000 down. Asenso buachi ekeble before wanu blofonwe yue before now ban access to the Flagstaff house sana pia asenso buachi $20,000. Oh no chonshi. So mini corruption Dr. Bawumia chonka solve. Mini jig Public Account Committee one na National Sports Authority all across Ghana. I mean patan shikanye. So make corruption. Stoneboy show a pay over 160,000 Ghana cedi. NSAB I'm a log aka Stoneboy pay 70,000 cedis pay. So corruption machona so Dr. Bawumia Ghana be Dr. Bawumia can solve corruption, can digitalization he can solve. Me name I'm a best serious. In the way now me na Ghana be. Ona be nincho. Ko me na serious. Ko digitalization it solve the long standing problem of corruption. Sicily Adapa eke say inke ayolo. We'll move on to the next one. Between 2017 to 2019, all key economic indicators were in the right direction until COVID struck. Once again, these people think Ghana be wakane ni wabanuni. That's what they think. So they can just come and say anything. Look, COVID in Kebake, Shikani wana from COVID kometwe wana $3 billion. Over $3 billion. On wana over $3 billion. So nune you are Jemobemi. Jenny COVID ba ni a stop no fair no. I'm a tax proceeds fair ni I'm a loser. I'm a recoup ya eko. IMF and Ghana $1 billion. World Bank and Ghana $1 billion. China, France, Germany, UK, US, all these countries, Shikana me have Australia, it was over another $1 billion. So COVID come to it brought over $3 billion. Shikana meti ame fire IMF amontone ole skaba na me fa. Ole skaba na me fa. You understand what I'm saying? So ke me $1.2 billion. Ni amontone first tranche ni ba $600 million dollars. Second one a little over $600 million. So me ke COVID ke $3 billion ba mini no ke mo COVID no. COVID for 3 years. COVID it brought you money. COVID brought these guys over $3 billion. I mean, yes, cafe, I mean, fit Odumosho blame me COVID. Olo. Let's move on to the next one. Once again, COVID-19, Russian and Ukraine war sparked the greatest economic depression. As if Ghana pet the country ni COVID ke Russia ke Ukraine war affect. Ghana pet. Look, America was at a standstill. Big school. Mechuni. All over Europe, countries fair shut down. All over Asia, countries fair shut down. So Ghana was not the only country. But you know the difference between Ghana and these countries? There is proper management of the economy. Nye $3 billion mismanage. You understand? Could you believe at a point in time, inflation numbers New York, Ghana, it definitely New York, Ukraine. Ukraine be ni Russia attack me at a point in time inflation near your Ghana it was more than Ukraine and I'm in no war now I'm in chata Ghana inflation near so many adabi I'm a boo Ghana be this is how low they think of Ghana be. You understand what I'm saying? This is how low this man a thinker of Ghana be. Ake Ghana be ta flash wa bedroom wa leni ni wa ye chele. You understand what I'm saying? Me keba Ukraine ni ano ya jame. I mean inflation numbers ye low for Ghana. For Ghana. So many minutes our nation. What is he trying to say? Let's move on to the next one. The E-levy will be abolished. Dr. Bawumia, me no more. Me no more. Oh, me know your president na no abolish E-levy. Oh, me know your president. You are the head of the economic management team. The head of the economic management team. Dr. Bawumia, oh, me know your president. No J-E-levy. J-E-levy pay you gambling tax, bet tax, emissions tax, VAT on electricity. All of these things. You have no me fe. Your book say no. By next year, you must fail a drum on the year. You all of these taxes. Your book say no. About JFA no. As vice president, obey wale kokula. Call you a president about way. So what is going on between both a president? No, okay, like and get taxes nay. About way. Really, Dr. Bawumia? Really? Let's go on to the next one. I will improve upon free SHS. Again, we have also implemented free senior high school with an increase in enrollment from 800,000 in 2016 to 1.4 million by 2022. The year 2023 has recorded the highest ever level of enrollment in SHS of around 500,000 students. The performance of the students at WASI is also the best since 2015, and we have also achieved gender parity. Under my government, free SHS will continue and we will improve upon it. Look, free SHS everything was secondary school system. You understand what I'm saying? Look, quantity does not equate quality. So the fact actually you have more people enrolling in the second cycle institutions say no actually or improve upon our education. You haven't. You've actually made it worse. Quantity does not equate quality. They are not the same thing. And as an economist, you should know this. The fact that actually you have more people going to secondary school does not mean that actually you improve on our education. As a matter of fact, you've made it worse. No, if you are in a back, what's here? Proud to ame no na me fi one. What join other West African countries ni wagma. Ni wanye waka wa be compare other be in your West African countries. Bona benincho. So Ghana and Nigeria, J jollof competition pe waya, J music competition pe waya, J football competition pe at the point in time before ni me ba wasi hu wasi a competition. Ke and my exam sata akwa between Ghana and Nigeria number one student in my country je. Ona benincho when it comes to science and maths Ghana be a near passing Nigeria like what can me compete on that level. So there is no comparison between what be any school, secondary school, can Nigeria, ke Togo, ke Sierra Leone, ke Senegal, to mo benefits a few anu about oh, what be a lele, there is no competition. What be a waka, I'm a JG, I'm a PS from other countries. I'm a stop. You understand what I'm saying? So free SHSS and with all the challenges, infrastructure, can be can be on a benichon. They should just shut up. The fact that actually maybe Yasue does not mean I can improve upon the system. You've actually made the system worse. Bona benichon. So like I said, these guys are funny. How about the next one? Over 1 million youth to be trained in IT for job opportunities worldwide. Once again, President Amakanefeke, I want to see Ghana build the digital talent we require for the fourth industrial revolution. This will mean providing digital and software skills to hundreds of thousands of youth. This, along with other policies, will create jobs for the youth, including school dropouts. In collaboration with the private sector, we will train at least 1 million youth in IT skills, including software developers, to provide job opportunities worldwide. Excuse me. Once again, made possible by John Mahama. John Mahama led build the infrastructure to make all of this possible. He did. You understand what I'm saying? Dr. Bawumia, both bioyake speed in feel like a share in terms of this digital Ghana infrastructure. Do you think I can by now the way they draw with they build off apps can build or a build apps? You understand what I'm saying? But you need the hardware. Yeah, there is no software that operate without the hardware. Every software need a hardware. Just like your phone. If it is an Android phone, Android software it operates by itself. It needs a phone to work. Bona benichon, ke phone be when you use Android software, you need a phone. John Mahama left a phone from the scratch. No Dr. Bawumia by a software in no keke. Bona benichon or sini uyini. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. There is proof that Ghana's economy is recovering. Data shows that the economy is recovering from the crisis we faced. Inflation has declined from 54% in January to 23% in December 2023. So come on, inflation it is as high as 54%. That is how high the inflation is. It went as high as 54%. Bonum says, back on the back, about 23%. No podium, Ona, ni mene she chichi. Bolen chofi 10 years, Olonia, who get 54%. Equal say about 23% or catch the abo. Tell you that try the abo. Bolen cho create the problem, Ke bolen cho mio no one day, but she fear attra the abo. I'm a bit serious. I'm a kind of economic growth is rebounding. Spending is under control with the fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP has declined from 10.8 in 2020 to 4.2 in 2023. The debt to GDP ratio after increasing from from 76 in 2019 to 76.6 in 2021 has declined to 66% in 2023. And exchange rate depreciation has also slowed down sharply since February 20. This guy, okay, you exchange rate test and the LA fame money. This guy, about cost CDL from 4. $1 was 4 CD as of the time. I may assume office. Amontone, it is almost 13 cities. And how do I even put it? It's so funny. Like a trade. I can maintain and I can 12, 13 cities. This guy took it from 4 cities. So he take care of Dabi, let 13 cities and a car share. You understand what I'm saying? 4 cities and a cock again, let 4 cities and no me. Let na can time she let she 4 cities, never 13 cities say, oh, Ebomode maintain legend. You see how funny this guy is. He's really funny. I'll go on to the next one. Okay, what kind of more? What go another one? Once again, COVID Russian-Ukraine war led to greatest. We may be tired of hearing it, but there is no avoiding the fact that COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian-Ukraine war resulted in the greatest economic depression in the world since the 1930s, with most countries recording negative GDP growth. Supply chain disruptions and the rising price of oil resulted in major increases in the prices of fuel, freight, and food across the globe. Padi mane mele atame COVID COVID ka Ukraine war na edue why we no mo tin kan have no na you ejeme ko no na. Let's go on to the next one. Okwa go ba na no ko ni why you go. Again, we've created more jobs within 7 years than any other government. Serious. Again, our government has created our government has created 2.1 million jobs between 2017 and 2022, notwithstanding the global economic crisis. The public sector recruited 1.2 million people, while the private sector created 975,000 jobs per SNP data. Data from SNP. We recruited 100,000 more health workers, 100,000 more teachers, more than double the fire service personnel, etc. Our government has quite clearly created more jobs in a 7-year period than any government. This is truly remarkable under the circumstances, even though we still have to create more jobs. No need Dr. Ghana be Dr. Bamia, it can't make creative jobs. Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? You create jobs, yet under your presidency, under your administration, the youth of Ghana, Fangbe, for any other time in the history of Ghana. Mwana Benichon, Ghana, the youth of Ghana, Ghana, Fangbe, more than any other time under the administration. So where are the jobs? Jobs are in your creator, Ghana be in your alone your jobs and assist. 2.1 million jobs. 2.1 million. Where are the jobs? Why are Ghanaian youth fleeing the country? Why are they fleeing the country? Can you create this number of jobs? Where are the jobs? Anyways, let's go on to the next one. City depreciation has been lower under MPP government. Once again, Dabi, these guys are funny. No, but what CD dollar to city ratio was 1:4. Onyo 13 cities. Oh, Kakasho under you the level of depreciation is lower than any other time. Like that be Ghana be okay. Noni Ghana be legiake. Beni John Mahama Bashino $1 ke ochake amabo 4 cities. Amontone kejo chake $1 amabo 13 cities. Ghana be liake Beni John Mahama tano no me 1 bag of cement was 28-30 cities. Amontone 1 bag of cement is 100 cities. So no ni mene te chofe Ghana be ame care. They don't see it. They don't care about this. Ona Benichon. There is another one, look. NSS will no longer be mandatory in my government. So, the National Security Service, WJ National Security Service, National Service Scheme, National Service Scheme, for me, to help our youth get jobs. I believe it is time to rethink the concept of our current National Service Scheme. My government will propose that those who, after completion of their education, can secure jobs will be exempted from national service. From the national service. National service will no longer be mandatory and students will have the option to decide whether to do national service. This will also encourage companies to go to campuses for recruitment annually. Well, we shall see. We shall see. I don't really know how this will be of any, because look, national service, I may fail or do, but until a year any make a 2 year, 600 cities po na me ha, malo 700 cities po na me ha me every month. That is some income. Call for me, come on, touch the whole year na ko nuchumo, and then what? Na can 700 cities e bole hey. So it could go both ways. Bona bedincho. I'll call another one. My new policies will help eliminate emissions and betting taxes. The new policies that I'm proposing to implement in 2025 will give us the fiscal space to eliminate some taxes such as the VAT on electricity, the emissions tax, and the betting tax without compromising our deficit target. So once again, right, so Dr. Bawumia, why not now? Why not now? You are the vice president. For me. Why not now? There is another one. Look. Planting for food and jobs has yielded results. We have made a lot of progress in agriculture, even though there is more to be done. Rice imports, for example, have declined by 45% from 805,000 metric tons to 440,000 metric tons between 2021 and 2023. The goal is to be the net exporter of rice by 2028. It is clear that some of our policy interventions, such as planting for food and jobs, have borne fruit. Planting for food and jobs, ni COVID ba, ni aba jamada, alone inflation ba, ni agric minister ete jamadan alo amadan ke ba ministries na ajaje me na cheno ke yele no planting for food and jobs no sane you alo planting for food and jobs conclude. Anyways, there is another one. Look, I will abolish e-levy. What you okay? Again, any Ghana card holder will not need to apply separately for a passport. Neke Ghana card a bank wana. A bank wana Ghana card na akage Ghana card e ye wale fe Yesu. Dr. Bawumia Ghana card e ye wale fe Yesu. There is another one. Look. Okay, another interesting one. As long as miners mine within the limits of their licenses, there will no longer be any seizure or brand. Look, on a mene me galam se amefe kwa me yaka mbakpa. Mene me galam se amefe kwa me yaka me bakpa. Ina na kani ne nink ba sendable. Look, ba ewe no ko akeshi ameba small scale mining. Ameba fe another special law for small scale mining. Look, small scale mining here, no license no me here na make feel galam se. No, it is a clear indication. Look, many me galamsia, I me fe kwa me yaka me bakpa. Ike komo many me feel galamsia fe ko bi ame a small scale mining license. Bona benicho, ame feel me a small scale mining license, ke community mining license. Na me ke feel galamsia. So many no ne you galamsia, many me ke wa fonshiki ya me kwamo wa nuye ba ya no ne ba fite, wa forest reserves am ba ya no na ba fitele. Stop galamsey. They don't want to stop it. I will another one. Again, vote for me to be one of the most impactful presidents in Ghana. I can say that I have never been president of Ghana before. I'm presenting myself to you for the first time to ask for your precious vote to serve you as your president. And in all humility, I would like you to give me the opportunity to become one of the most impactful presidents in Ghana. Like, this guy is so funny. This guy is so funny. He's so funny. A guy you go president down. A vice president a year. Noni minete min fe ne kachuni fe waka kachuni. That is what he is telling us. Noni minete min fe waka fe mini waka kachuni. Bana beninchon waka kachuni. But I'm telling you, I gonna mene no ne you are gonna be fe akachuni. Excuse me. No ne you are gonna be fe kachuni. Ni egbe speech na once again it Twitter. Once again, credit to Kali J. Excuse me. Kali J is one of the top influencers in Ghana. He has over 1 million subscribers on Twitter. Over 1 million followers. One of the top influencers in Ghana. So I put question there in my screen there no okay. Over the army 1 second. Nita ma face shwaka obana ye screen there no. Honest opinion on Bawumi'S address today. Over and my screen there no kwe. Honest opinion on Bawumi'S address today. Over and our kwanoni Ghana be ko make. Bra Polly again. He should be in jail for lying every day. Bona, noni Ghana be ko make Kenya obuatwe. Khalid again. I don't listen. I don't want to. It can be bunch of nonsense. Okay, let's go on. He made things worse. Another person, he's a clown. So these are Ghana be after Nabo speech to in Quebec. Mene moko hele ye don na me like a Ghana be elu. Come on, Nana Kwame. It get very disappointing. Why our vibes? It get mean your vibes. It get this guy is just a scammer. Let's all prepare for disaster. Moko get totally nonsense. Moko Degenerate, excellent delivery by the vice president, brilliant as always. So let eje Bawumi'S. If he can't have any impact as a vice, what can he do as a president? That is a good question. If he can't have any impact as a vice, what can he do as a president? Because none ya no fe AJ. So it be a very good question. Okay, mene keje kele nino ya no fe e be mi be ko fon shi kan le mini chino ne ba fe mo. Bona beninchon Konzi GHK is just destroying his own government with his empty vision. He's a traitor. Another person get visionary, wisdom and foresight, top notch. Mogonke, he said it all. Vote for him. Mogoke, I reserve my comments. Mogoke, I didn't listen, but I know he will not say anything reasonable. Endurance means like lies in kwa. Mogoke mean empty, same old story. Mogoke, comedy, useless, imchu, nothing to say. Oh, no sense. Bona beninchon, fraud. Na beninchon. You understand what I'm saying? So, body and check out where onake majority of Ghana be now boy speech to where moko no ne UFA moko hey awomi. No ne UFA you can tell like moko efemini moko hey awomi. Bona beninchon moko hey awomi. Moko hey awomi. So anyway shane. Bona beninchon. Anyway shane. Bana beninchon. This is really sad. Moko hele ye don be fe bene ba fe moko hele ye don. Bana, come on, inke po ne eng me screen no kwe. Ni agbe speech na no Global Info Analytics. I'm a poll on Twitter once again. Over 2,477 votes as of the time. How would you rate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumi'S campaign launch speech? Excellent, 19%. Very good, allow good, 3%. Come on. Very poor or poor, 68%. Over 2,000 people ne vote in Ghana. I make 68% of them get Dr. Bawumi'S speech. It's either poor or very poor. Bona benichon. Ghana bi ameye echela me. Meneme no kokla be. Na me ba yue ni Ghana bi ba fe mi ni Ghana bi ba abotwe. No na mba yue no ame yue. No na me ba fe no one me fe. No kokla be. Na me ba yue ni Ghana ba abotwe. Bona benichon. So no ni te no Dr. Bawumi'S speech me no jino ni inki abogbeke ne. Oyira don ake ofe be no okwemi ofa ni ngbeji ni tete obobiashon. Ko ye jomoko no osmo no chon. Ofa ni ka o comment section ne. Nkandi no fe no ni ake wo jeme. Agbe ne ofa ni wa denche bomba de no subscribe ko subscribe ko. Ofa ni ba ngon na wa anwake oba like show no ba mi gonti. E ba ngon na wa. Tra no manye jino afo no. Bye bye.
Yeah, baba. Yeah, baba. It's neat. Them say you want to chop my